Hello, and welcome back to On Air Talks by wTVsion. I'm Alex Fraser. In this third and last day of our digital event, our attention is focused on Playout automation and the master control room. Stay tuned to discover the new trends on Playout automation, IP virtualization, remote control, and how to set up your own channel with these technologies. If you booked your seat today, remember that you will receive exclusive content soon. If you didn't have the chance to follow us during the last 2 days, you can always access our website where all our previous sessions from day one on sports broadcasts and for day two on live production are now available. Also, check the live stream on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. So, let's start the first session. Playout and IP or virtualized environments, both on-prem and public cloud, are fastly becoming one of the most exciting trends in the industry. However, they also come with some new challenges. Implementing such systems offers great advantages like time to deploy, the absence of upfront costs, and a lot of flexibility. But it doesn't mean that every channel is ready for this transition. We'll discuss all of this in the next session as I welcome Bruno Parreiras, our country manager from Brazil, where wTVsion is already working with partners to welcome channels into this exciting new era. Remember that you can type your questions at any time on our Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, or wherever you're watching our webinar. Take a listen. Hi, and welcome to this on-air talk session on virtualized IP Playout. In this session, we are looking at how traditional broadcast technologies are evolving, and IT departments are merging with TV broadcast engineering teams to form the next generation of Playout solutions. This new generation of Playout is based on a standardized hardware solutions that can virtualize many Playouts in a way that IT departments have been operating for servers and services for years. Now, IP, and specifically baseband IP, using the SMPTE 2110 protocol, will be leveraged to do away with a lot of traditional broadcast technologies and to use virtual machines to play out using IP-based video. Joining us from our office in Rio de Janeiro is Bruno Parreiras, country manager for Brazil and wTVsion founder. Welcome, Bruno.
Hi, Alex. Hello, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to discuss a bit about this project we decided to embrace.
So I understand you've been recently challenged by Rede Amazônica in Brazil to implement a master control room as a central casting solution for Rede Amazônica in Brazil. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
For sure. So, Rede Amazônica, it's a TV Globe affiliate network TV channel, which has 15 channels network all across Amazonica state. So they decided to make an investment from top to bottom on the company itself, covering in the entire IT infrastructure. And the broadcast project is just a part of the entire project. So the challenge is actually a mix of several things and goals, of course. So they want to have a better performance, operational-wise, technically-wise, and they want to control better the workflow of the entire network. So besides the central casting model, of course, it pushes always to have lower operation requests and huge technical setup. They also decided to make a bet on the future and to push for the edge of the technology that we have now on the market and go for IP and for virtualized environment. So, of course, wTVsion receiving this briefing and this challenge, and accordingly to our DNA, we decided to embrace this project and empower not only the partners, but of course to certify our systems to be able to deliver the solution that presents a turning point, definitely for the Brazilian market and the generation change for the future.
Big project, I see. So the idea of this is to use the hyperconvergence technology from Cisco and the spine leaf networking infrastructure to deal with the video using fully virtualized playouts running Channel Maker. Now, for this, we have partnered with Mellanox, recently acquired by NVIDIA, who have this amazing, powerful networking infrastructure. And together, we have implemented the SMPTE 2110 protocol for video, audio, and data so that each of these virtualized channels can take baseband video in and output baseband video to be able to send it to IP-based switchers and distribution equipments. So we talked with André Cachopas, our video tech lead at wTVsion, who led this implementation effort, to find out how this came about. Take a listen.
Hello everyone. Welcome to our laboratory where we test and develop most of our applications, including the most recent one, the 2110 in a virtualized environment. Here behind me, it's our playground, as we call it. Let's take a look. Just a small note, take into consideration that our coding skills are a little bit better than our cable management. Here we have our servers, and we have this new one that we are using for the virtualization of 2110. Here we can see the connection of 100 gigabits SFP that we can fit most of these data that we pass through these cables, we can fit it into this single one. Implementing the 2110, it was an interesting journey, especially when our background is mainly SDI. So it will be interesting to see up next. Here is our implementation of 2110. In this case, it's working in a virtualized environment. As you can guess, it's the same as the SDI one. So taking a close look, we can see that currently we are working with a multicast, but we also support unicast. Regarding the IP session, we have the network layer, video, audio, data. The PTP one, it's not configured. And here is a full screen of the video. Thanks for joining. That's all from me. Taking back to you, Alex.
So the Rede Amazonica project looks like an amazing challenge. Can you tell us what this central casting model entails and why it's important for clients in Brazil?
Indeed, we have been delivering several MCR central cast projects during the last few years here in Brazil. The thing is that Brazil geographic size is a driver for the TVs to create channels network. And with this, they segmented the advertising and the local production, but also including global production as well. This has been a winning business model for all of them for the last few years, but presently the economic crisis and the scenarios that we are living in, and also the advertising investments that are being segmented towards other digital platforms, made our partners rethink the technical and also the operational existent models and push to implement central cast models. Sometimes also with remote casting options too. So in order to lower their costs and have more control on the entire workflow, this is the main goal. And this is we've been working on with the market in order to deliver entire automated workflows, which have already been proved on the last couple of years that allows for better performance, and even sometimes the changes impact are quite complicated to be managed and demands quite an effort for all involved areas, not only the technical area, but operational management and so on and so on. So it's a huge challenge for everybody.
I understand there's a lot of change, but how different will it be to use Channel Maker in this virtualized context versus what you would normally expect from an SDI-based non-virtualized solution?
So from the user perspective, there should be not any difference. It should remain exactly the same. That's our goal, of course. But from the technical perspective, indeed, there's a huge turn on the way the AI used to work now, with complete new concepts, new equipment, that at the end of the day is the best use case about broadcast technology convergence to the IT world we are living in.
Speaking of IT, what about IT teams and broadcast teams? Will they be merging together? Will broadcast engineers have to be trained in IP-based networking technologies, understand these opportunities, but also some challenges in terms of the existing workforce?
For sure. This is a reality that we are living in, and it's not only for this project. Nowadays, the majority of the broadcast solutions and workflows are more and more immersed with IT technology. Day by day, this immersion is increasing. So, of course, that this project is indeed the edge of this convergence. From my view, the broadcast professionals should have already started to dive on this IT world a few years ago, to be prepared and ready now and for the next few years. But today we can see that it is indeed mandatory. But the challenges are not only for the broadcast teams, including, if we include PCR automation projects on this set, which we are also delivering here, we see that these new workflows are challenging all kinds of areas, from the operators to the journalists, from broadcasts and IT professionals, of course, but also up to management. Our mission today is to deliver tools that enable all of them to do more with less resources and less workloads. That's the main goal. And we all are relying on the technology and adapting the technology to each partner and each project goal. More important is to be able to evolve in time, improving the performance and the solution itself, and delivering added value through time in the future.
Sounds amazing. So when will this specific project be launched then?
So the plan is to start testing a smaller set of channels during January next year, and to go on air on March. But of course, there's a lot of technology involved, a lot of different partners working together. So these goals, these dates may change a bit with time, but this is the plan for now.
Well, it's going to be exciting to see this and how it's going to change the landscape for on-premise Playout in Brazil and frankly around the world. So thanks a lot, Bruno, for sharing your insights and for sharing the project with us.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody. And it's a pleasure to talk about this project, because I really feel that's a huge step towards the future on the broadcast market.
Okay, and thank you for watching this On Air Talk. If you want to know more about virtualized IP and how we may help you play out your current or next channel using this technology, check out wTVsion.com/channelmaker. Thank you and goodbye. Welcome back. Joining me on Skype from Rio de Janeiro is Bruno Pareiras to take your questions. I'm also here with Daniel Gonçalves. So we do have a question from our live stream. Wilfred Chan asks, an IP solution means I can have less operators controlling the same number of channels? That's a good question. Daniel?
Yes, that's definitely a good question. It does not mean less operators. Typically, on the number of operators controlling the channel and doing channel operations will be the same. However,
I guess there's an engineering teams merger, so
exactly.
There could be some savings in terms of operation.
Exactly. So the infrastructure and the IT teams, there will be a merge in operations, so you can reduce your operational costs over there. But channel operations, the scheduling, etc.
I'm sure it's going to be a bit more complicated than that. There's training to, all of the broadcast engineers need to get trained in networking, infrastructure, and all of that. So some challenges ahead, for sure.
Exactly. But using our solution, you have, because our solution supports the central cast architecture, type of architectures, and if you adopt that, you can significantly reduce the operational cost.
That's right, Bruno.
And that's where Bruno can.
Of course. So in Brazil, a lot of these projects involve central casting, and I guess IP and virtualization can really help out there.
Yes, indeed. So central cast models, it's what enable our partners to use less resources, managing much and many more channels, and to grow as they want. Mm-hmm. But also the IP technology and the virtualization on the IT technologies also will enable our partners and the market itself to grow on a easier way, technology-wise and infrastructure-wise, but yet with some movements, important movements on the solutions and all the restructure of the infrastructure of each channel and each partner. But indeed, it's the central cast that allows and enables this model, this management model for much more channels with less operators.
Okay. Thanks for that. And I think we have one more question, at least, from Matteo. I assume the solution is only profitable for big TV networks. How many channels do I have to have for this to become viable? So let me just start out by saying I don't necessarily agree with your assumption. I think virtualization is going to be great for all sizes of TV channels. If you take it down to the microscopic level, I guess, one machine, if you're using hardware that virtualizes virtual playouts, then I guess 4 would be the minimum number of playouts you would kind of have to have some savings. But other than that, I think this is going to be a great solution for all sorts of broadcasters. Oh, didn't ask any questions. Sorry about that, Danielle.
No problem.
That one myself. So I have another one from Jamila. What are the costs involved? The same as traditional broadcast infrastructure? This is probably a very tricky question to answer, but I'll let you have a go.
Question. It will not be the same. The cost will not be the same as a traditional channel. There will be a shift in costs because although we will have less costs in infrastructure, you will have more costs in the services that you contract to.
So you're talking mostly about public cloud-based virtualization.
Exactly. Like I said, there will be a shift in costs. So you'll pay as you go instead of having upfront investments if you want to do more channels.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. And I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to move on. At the heart of any master control room is an automation software ready to play out a TV channel. Channel Maker, one of the most flexible playout automation solutions in the market, allows you to easily create, optimize, or even expand an existing TV channel. Channel Maker can be delivered either as a channel in a box or a multi-system solution that can be fully customized to any requirements. To show us how all of this works and leading our next session is Daniel Gonçalves, our head of development for MCR products. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, welcome to our Channel Maker demonstration. In this session, we will show you the potential of our very own Playout automation system, and in what ways it can improve your channel's workflow. You may now be asking, what is Channel Maker? It's a master control room solution that drives a broad range of video servers, graphic engines, routers, and mixers to play out a full 24-hour broadcast or a streaming channel. Channel Maker can also be configured in a box, integrated with wTVsion's media server and the real-time 3D rendering engine software for a complete ready-to-air broadcast solution. The media server is responsible for reproducing your video content or live input, and the rendering engine is responsible for generating the overlay graphics. Channel Maker Playout is the orchestration subsystem that actually drives the media server and the graphic engine, and it can be ganged in multiple configurations such as 1+1 or N+M, more typical in a Playout center. Now let's focus on Channel Maker Sequencer. It's the client software from where you will manage your schedule and execute your operations. Let me show you how easy to use Channel Maker is and how you can get your channel up and running pretty quick with it. You're now seeing the sequencer user interface, and as you can immediately tell, it's organized into panels. On the top, you can see the current state of our channel, current time, what's currently on air, what's coming next, and how much time we have left. Immediately below, you can see a timeline running. This is our channel's timeline, and this lets you get an overview of your channel schedule. Taking advantage of color schemes, we can quickly see program blocks and advertisement sections. Going further down, we have our vertical timeline. The vertical timeline is where you can actually modify and manage the active playlists of your channel. Like horizontal timeline, we provide visual cues on it to facilitate your daily operations. These visual cues are content type fillet to quickly tell the content type, thumbnail overview, start items, custom trim indicators, and many others. On the left, we have the content that can be added to your playlist or schedule. We have the media, the live templates, the secondary events, and placeholders. You can search media by title, file name, custom tags, etc. All because it's being provided by our MUM solution. Live templates can be parameterized in such a way that the system will control a video mixer or router to ensure the proper content is aired. To add content to your playlist or schedule, you simply drag and drop it where you want it on the schedule. Simple, isn't it? As I add content to my playlist, the system automatically adjusts the remaining content. But if I want content to be aired at a specific time, I can just double-click here to pin it on the date that it's displayed. Secondary events can also be drag and dropped on the playlist. Secondary events can be graphics or custom actions like the triggering of an effect on a video mixer. Notice that as I add secondary events on my playlist, a visual indicator appears and this tells me immediately what kind of secondary event it is. Also, on the horizontal timeline, I can see where it starts and where it ends quite easily. And if I change the endpoint or outpoint of the secondary event, those changes reflect immediately on the horizontal timeline. Adding live is as easy as any other. Just drag and drop it and we're done. We did our best to keep this color scheme coherent across the user interface. That's why you see this shade of green and blue. They have a meaning. The green identifies the content that's currently on air, and it's the same color you see on the top panel for the on air indicator. The blue identifies the next content and the content that is ready to be aired, either automatically or upon your request. Notice as I add new content to the next slot on my playlist, the system prepares that content and as soon as the operation completes, it becomes blue. That's where the operations panel becomes handy. Let's say you want to skip to the next item or the next live event. Let's imagine you're in a breaking news segment. You can simply click on this button and the system skips to the desired moment and adjusts the schedule automatically. You can also add custom actions if you wish. For this presentation, I added buttons that let me insert graphics on demand with the click of a button. This flexibility on the operations is great, but you may not be a fan of doing the entire playlist manually every single day. That's why I provide mechanisms to import and export playlists. You typically organize your broadcast in your favorite traffic system, and then you can export that list and import it on Channel Maker. We can import every detail, even the cataloging and secondary events. This is great, isn't it? You can then organize your playlist as you wish, be it by segments, day, week, or month, and publish them as you go. But errors may happen, unexpected events may occur, and this will have an impact on your operations. That's why Channel Maker has processes always running that analyze your playlist and detect when something may not be right. Be it a gap, overlap content, media that's not okay to your specifications, or even content that is missing on the server. For the last scenario, if you're using our MAM solution, the Playout system will request that content and the service will make sure to transfer the media to where it's needed. Now, we know that some moments of your day are important and you want to be able to know, at any given moment, how much time you have until that content is aired. That's what the time tracking panel is for. Here, you'll have countdown timers for the major moments of your schedule. Some are automatic, some are manual. The automatic timers are timer to the next detected error, timer to the end of the playlist, and optionally, a timer to the next live event. Then, you can add as many timers as you wish. To do so, simply select the desired item on the playlist and choose Track. This will create a countdown timer for that item, and now you can quickly tell how much time you have left until it is aired. As this presentation is now coming to an end, my shift is also ending. It's now time to log out and let the next colleague log in and do his work. There's lots more great features to show, and if you're interested in knowing more about this amazing solution, please contact us and request a demo.
And we're back to take your live stream questions. I'm here with Danielle. Nice demo, by the way.
Thank you.
And we have a question from, I guess, the previous session, so I will still read that now. From Media Uno, is the infrastructure only possible in private cloud? Good question. Danielle?
Yes. No, you can have it also in the public cloud, because we actually work with Amazon AWS services to deploy our virtualization software.
Okay, so I'm assuming that it's not all the same, since we were just previously talking about baseband IP, so very high bandwidth solution.
For Amazon, with Amazon AWS, we are talking in compressed formats.
So H.264, H.265, that kind of thing. All right, hope that clears it up for you. And another question from Mario. Does your Playout software control more than one channel from the same interface?
It does. It actually does. So Channel Maker was designed to have that with that in mind. So Channel Maker interface has a dedicated area on its interface that displays all the available channels, and the operator can easily switch between channels just selecting a button.
Okay.
Clicking a button.
Easy question, easy answer there. One more, at least. Amanda Fonseca. Can I stream from YouTube or my website using this software? Good question.
Yes, you can. So with Channel Maker, and if you're using Channel Maker with wTVsion's Media Server Streaming Edition, you can stream directly to Facebook, Wowza, Twitch, any of those streaming services.
So I guess it's a little separate from the actual Channel Maker software. The fact that you're able to stream has more to do with the media server.
Yes. So actually, Channel Maker is agnostic from the video server technology that is behind, and you can use any. Although you can use any video server technology, if you use our video server, so wTVsion's Media Server Streaming Edition, you can stream to Facebook.
So we offer not only Channel Maker Playout, but in a box you could have our graphics rendering engine and also our media Playout server.
Exactly.
And that comes all together, but it's actually 3 separate components.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, one more question. Harris, is there any way to control your software from the web, or do I have to access a local computer to view my scheduling? Thanks for that.
If your objective is to just view the schedule, you can access through a web browser and view the published schedule. But if you want to edit the schedule, you have to access a local computer. However, we are working on a new version of the Channel Maker that will allow you to edit the schedule directly through a web browser.
Okay, good. So we'll be waiting for that one. I think one more question. Kaio asks, will it be a light version of this Playout solution for online broadcasters? Wow, good question.
There will be. We have that as a side project in our team, on Channel Maker team, and we are working on a light version of Channel Maker that will be more. It will be more focused for light productions and light channels.
So those would be like channels where there's no live.
Exactly.
And just a simplified workflow and much cheaper, I'm assuming, as well.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I think that's it for questions. Thanks for those answers, by the way.
Thank you.
And we'll be moving on. In 2018, 11 Sports began broadcasting in Portugal, choosing wTVsion's technological hub in Lisbon as its Playout center. The premium sports channel needed to build a complete MCR ecosystem that permitted their channels to be fully prepared to go on air in record time. wTVsion's expertise came into play as we provided the technical infrastructure, specialized staff, and state-of-the-art software to build their channels from the ground up. And after 2 years, we continue to challenge each other every day, overcoming obstacles like the remote playout imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic, and offering sports fans the best possible content. We'll soon take a brief look at how this project got underway with a short case study. But first, Jorge Pavão de Sousa, 11 Portugal Managing Director, will share his view on our partnership and the challenging times we've all been living through. Let's watch.
Having a business partner like wTVsion from the beginning, since we have launched in Portugal, has been helpful for us to succeed in launching 11 Sports in Portugal in just 3-4 months. They've been a great partner on our side in order to develop all of the playout facilities and all of the capabilities on our side also to develop the studio transmissions, and wTVsion with all of their capability on overlay graphics and on-air displays and all of the integration on the commercial side, also on the ad breaks of 11 Sports, have been a major success factor for us in Portugal to be able to develop with such speed our businesses in launching 6 channels over the last 2 years of broadcasting from Portugal. Having that said, also during this pandemic situation, all of their support and helpful on remote capability, on developing new solutions on the broadcast side, even on the linear and digital side, have been very helpful and straightforward in order to give us the best support remotely, to having the video and audio capabilities to continue to have the emission of the channels without any interruption. So at this moment we are continue to developing new ways of doing on the broadcast side. We are trying to strategize and to develop new digital formats with the help of all of the playout facilities from wTVsion, but we are doing that in a very safe mode, continue to protect ourselves from the pandemic situation, and we do believe that the partnership with wTVsion will continue to give us all of the support on this new way of doing businesses on the broadcast side, integrating all safe environment for all our people and our partners, including wTVsion people on our side. Thank you, wTVsion.
Estão cá bem, intervalar em 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're actually a one-stop shop for 11 Sports. So we provide everything from signal reception coming in from the live sports events that are going on through fiber and satellite and conventional internet when they're not live. We go through a bunch of processes. So this live feed goes to audio commentary. So we have commentary booths bringing in audio talent that are commenting the games, so our sports commentators in Portuguese. That gets ingested into a file-based workflow, and then that goes to sequencing. So we do sequencing of up to 6 channels for 11 Sports.
We have 11 operators. 6 of them are dedicated to Playout, and 5 of them are dedicated to ingest. Also, we have 1 coordinator, it's me, and 3 supervisors, and we do all the operations management.
I congratulate 11 Sports for picking up wTVsion, because it's the right partner for us to be here in Portugal and to grow here in Portugal. At the beginning, for a partner that give us stability and confidence to start a new business here in Portugal. 11 Sports has a history outside of Portugal, and here in Portugal you need a right partner to start, and I think we did the right choice.
Actually, all of the software stack is based on wTVsion products. So both Ingest runs media tools. Playout is a combination of the automation, which is Channel Maker Sequencer and Channel Maker Playout, and that is driving wTVsion's media server and our 3 Space Engine, our real-time 3D engine for graphics. And so all of it is wTVsion from top to bottom.
The biggest challenge that we had was to create a new team in a short period of time. We are using R3 Channel Maker Sequencer, Channel Maker Playout and Media Server in our playouts, and we are using media tools in Ingest to ingest and trim contents. We already used all of these softwares in other channels like TV Globo or Zap, so I can say all of these softwares since of the beginning of the project were prepared.
Champions League, our main competition. Then we have good football championships like Bundesliga, La Liga, and Ligue 1. It's the 3 main championships we broadcast. Then we have Scottish League, Belgium League. Then we have other sports like basketball, Spanish basketball, NFL. That's a big challenge for wTVsion and for our team too, because of the hours that this championship is it's broadcast. From launch started 1 month ago.
Actually, it's interesting because we're both a software house as well as a production house, and so it's kind of a eat your own dog food kind of situation where we provide a virtuous circle of need and evolving products to be able to fulfill the production requirements. So if there's something missing, we are able to push our development teams towards solving these emerging problems, and so kind of get better production and better software as we go along.
We are making a good relationship, not just a professional relationship, but also a friendship between everyone. We challenge a lot the wTVsion team with our ideas and the way we try to do new things, and we challenge you every day. And the guys are making a very good job, and we are building a very good relationship.
Of course, we want to keep a good relationship with the customer, be more and more efficient in our process, and if it's possible, add more channels, more competitions. In fact, we want to grow up the project.
Sports is the most dynamic content you can broadcast, in my opinion, and so up to 6 live football games, for example, in a Champions League environment, where there's 6 commentary stations, and they're doing satellite downlinks from everywhere, and also doing all of the post-production work for that, and everyone needs to be on their toes. There's a lot of micro-scheduling going on because games can run long, or you might need to replace some content with something else at the last minute.
Behind 11 Sports Portugal and all 11 Sports is a feeling of being close to the fans and to make them feel that they are part of the show. This is our claim, to be here for the fans. So this is why we came here to Portugal, to make things different. So wTVsion help us with this experience that you have in the market, and you have here quality professionals that help us a lot in our daily challenges.
And we are back for our live stream questions. Still here with Danielle to take them with me. And we do have a question from Daniela. and it reads, can I change my TV channel infrastructure to your Playout Center? So let me take that one from you. The answer is yes. Please contact us through our website and we'll be sure to help you out. And thank you for the easy question, by the way. Another question from Mohammed. The staff that manage the channel is recruited by 11 or wTVsion? Okay, good question. Danielle, you want to take that?
So the technical staff was recruited by wTVsion and the editorial staff was recruited by 11.
So I guess there's a big split down the middle in terms of what is editorial content and what is technical content. So all of our guys are making sure that the channels are up and running, all of the satellite downlinks, ingest operations, sequencing, etc. And on the other hand, I guess all of the sports editorial staff and all of the content that comes in from 11 Sports is part of a separate team, the editorial team. Okay, good. Hope that answered it for you. One more question. Albert asks, do you only have channel centers in Lisbon? So the answer is no. But
no, actually we have channel centers in Lisbon, Portugal, Noida in India, and Miami in the United States.
Okay, but separately, all our existing clients have their own Playout centers and they operate autonomously from wTVsion. And
all
so
across the world.
That's across the world, I guess, except Australia. We cover all territories.
Yes.
All right, good. All right, that's it for questions for this session. I think I don't see another question. All right, so moving on. We're now approaching the end of our 3-day digital event, but we still have time for one more session. The global crisis we're all facing forced the broadcasting industry to rethink and adjust its practices in order to guarantee every coworker, partner, and client's safety. From live productions to playout operations, remote solutions had to be implemented, and we now see broadcasters taking place from wherever is required. In our case, we developed a hybrid working model to make sure all channels continue their broadcasts under a secure networking environment. From home, our operators can now access all functions they would normally perform, including video streams. They're able to remotely monitor every input, output, and alarm, and have complete control over all channels' rundowns, including real-time operations such as live shows and ingests. To see how we did it, I talked earlier with Daniel Gonçalves. Take a listen. Hi, welcome to this on-air talk about how a TV channel can be managed from anywhere. I'm here with Daniel Gonçalves, who is product manager for Channel Maker, and we're here to talk about how a Channel Maker can help doing this. And so with the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm assuming a lot has changed in the panorama for Playout.
Yes, definitely. Due to this COVID-19 pandemic, health authorities issued a lot of recommendations. And one of their main recommendations was to implement social distancing in the workplace.
Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that is a driver to try to move your operators to the home?
Yes, and that will bring you new challenges to overcome. One of the challenges is like monitoring and controlling multiple signals from home. And this may not be easy because the home office of your collaborator may not be well equipped enough.
Of course. And accessing the content itself is a challenge?
Yes, accessing the content is a challenge, and our viewers may also be asking what it is and how do I play it out?
What about the live sources, contributions, etc.?
That is also a challenge because it depends whether the contributions come from an SDI signal or an IP stream. You also have challenges getting satellite downlinks, and if you have switching operations, you may have latency or timing issues.
And I'm assuming one of the big challenges might be team and client communication?
Exactly, definitely.
So we're going to be talking about those things during this session. All right, so when I'm moving to the home, do I also move my channel to the cloud or do I keep it on-premise?
Well, both are possible. And before you decide, you should evaluate the pros and cons of each solution. If you're working on a cloud, and because wTVsion works with Amazon AWS, it's really quick and easy to deploy and easy to instance in the cloud. You also have no upfront costs. Machines evolve as time goes by because that's how Amazon AWS works. So you don't need to be worried about upgrading or replacing hardware. It's easy to deliver your channel across the world because our solution takes advantages on existing AWS infrastructure for distribution across the world. But on the downside, you will have also high running costs, especially if you're using GPU-based instances. And you have to be worried about uploading all your content to the cloud beforehand, and switching operations may have some latency, so you need to be worried about that.
What about on-premise? Are these the same advantages and challenges?
No, let's compare. On-premises will have easier monitoring and communication. Content is stored and ingested locally. It's easier to switch between main and backup systems, because switching SDI is easier than streams. No latency if you are in a Playout center that receives contributions. But on the other hand, you'll have upfront investments. Machines will need to be upgraded eventually because they get obsolete, so you need to replace hardware. And it's harder to add new channels because you need to always adapt your infrastructure to support these
so a
new
more
channels.
Traditional
Yes.
kind of investment
Exactly.
scenario. So if I have these cloud or on-prem solutions in place, so how do I actually now control my automation from home?
Well, in the cloud, you can log on directly to a fully virtualized channel maker sequencer. All you need is an RDP connection from any machine. The user experience is exactly the same as if using a local sequencer on the Playout center.
And for on-prem, do we use a similar access tool to access channel maker sequencer?
Yes, and our operators can also VPN directly to the Playout center and control the automation with a locally installed channel maker sequencer.
So I assume if you're a regular operator of channel maker, this is going to be the preferred solution?
Exactly, yes. That will give you the best user experience with the lowest required bandwidth.
So what about monitoring?
What we designed is to have a low latency input and output video stream using WebRTC technologies fed to the operator. A web-based multiviewer exists to allow operators access to all relevant feeds to perform their tasks.
So does that work the same for the public cloud solution?
In a cloud-based channel maker, the task of choosing between inputs may be slightly different. You may monitor these sources yourself if they are web-based, or if it's a point-to-point connection, Channel Maker will let you view a low-resolution preview of the IP stream directly on its interface, solving the latency issue by showing you the source at the time it reaches the playout controller, giving your operator accurate switch control.
So how do you deal with ingest, trim, and cataloging your content?
When working with a Playout center, you can schedule ingest operations to get automatic ingest without a dedicated operation. For cataloging, both solutions rely on our MUM software, and there's a special edition of Media Agent to monitor AWS S3 storage for cloud solutions.
Hold on, you mentioned a media agent. Do you want to walk us through what that is and what it's for?
Yes, sure. Media Agent is a component of MUM that monitors locations across your network and identifies media content, automatically extracts all relevant metadata so you may sequence this content remotely without access to the actual media. It provides automation capabilities that transfer the content to the appropriate playout locations when it's placed in the rundown of a particular channel. In a way, it makes your whole network a distributed source of content for playout.
All right. So let's assume your channel is prepared. How do you actually go about playing it out?
If your goal is to produce a stream that can be uploaded to a distribution service like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Wowza, etc., we offer wTVsion's Media Server Streaming Edition that can output multiple streaming formats or protocols directly to these platforms or to your add-ins, ready to be broadcast. Besides these popular services, Media Server Streaming Edition will support more conventional distribution formats such as UDP, RTMP, SRT, and more.
Okay, so it seems we have a solution in place, and it's actually one we have been using in our own playout centers. How did it actually work out? What have we learned, and how did we adapt to these challenges over the last few months?
What we learned is that it's possible to maintain operational quality through these mechanisms. It's easier to produce fixed rundown channels with no live problems, as they require much less real-time operations.
And the communication part?
Communicating using popular applications such as Zoom, Meet, Discord, Slack, Teams, or Skype are adequate for most Playout challenges. Remote intercom technology works with regular cell phones and may be an alternative. Non-remote mobile equipment benefits from remote access to tools such as TeamViewer or AnyDesk. Always use a VPN to keep your Playout center secure at all times.
So can wTVsion help me using these architectures for my current or next channel?
Yes, wTVsion, besides being a broadcast industry software development house that licenses its channel maker solution for your own needs, it's also a multinational production company that has Playout centers in Lisbon, Miami, and India. wTVsion can operate and monitor your channel locally or in the cloud, distribute it anywhere in the world, as well as host your channel in a private cloud environment and allow you to full control of rundown and operations. We can also set cloud or on-premises standby channels for disaster recovery to pick up from unexpected failures quickly.
Well, thank you, Danielle, for all those great insights. And to you at home, thank you for watching. And we are back to take your live stream questions. And one of those questions I have up is from Igor. I only need the Playout software to include my existing workflow. Is this possible?
Yes, it is possible. So Channel Maker can be integrated into any existing workflows because, like we already said today, Channel Maker is agnostic to the existing technologies that you already use. So Channel Maker can be integrated with the existing traffic systems, video servers, video matrices, graphic engines. So yes, you can use only Channel Maker and integrate it into your existing workflow.
Okay, good answer. Another question from Alejandro. Can I use your software for disaster recovery? So yes, the answer is yes. We could have a machine be on standby on a public cloud, for example, and have that spin up very quickly if you have problems in your own facilities. And they could have emergency playback traffic systems, or they can have the actual traffic system. If you're uploading your content to the cloud, you can do that as well. So a lot of different options. Contact us and we'll let you know. Another question from Catherine. Even with the solution, do I have to have someone in the office? Good question.
I would say yes. You always need the minimum staff required to keep your infrastructure going. So you may need some IT guys in your offices or headquarters to keep infrastructure working, but all your channel operations like scheduling management, editing, etc. can be done from home.
So I guess you will still be able to kind of get people away from the control room and have a socially distanced environment and safe work.
Your control room would be pretty much empty. Only the IT rooms would have the minimum staff required.
Okay, good. Question from Caio. Caio, thanks for all your questions. Can a wTVsion media server broadcast to more than one location simultaneously? Danielle?
Well, I would say yes, because you can deliver your stream to a distributor service like Wowza or etc., and then it distributes all across the world wherever it will
Also
be needed.
for the streaming edition, we're able to output to multiple destinations right off.
Exactly. Media server streaming edition can output multiple streams at the same time, and as well as SDI.
Okay, so good. All right, I don't see any more questions. So this brings us to the end of On Air Talks by wTVsion, our 3-day digital event. We hope you have enjoyed watching as much as we did producing. And remember that you can always get in touch with us through our website or social media. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.